Get the countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. Happy Monday to you. I'm calling from beautiful. Let me give you a little overview here. There's St. Augustine. I'm down here in St. Augustine. Boy, a lot of history out here. All. How many of you been to St. Augustine? Put a 2 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat if you've been to St. Augustine. I'm on my cell phone, so I'm going to be balancing my. Let's see, 2. Rebecca's been there. Wendy Proctor, John Hart. John Hart's been everywhere. Who else has been here? James has been here. Good morning to you, Rebecca. Excited Rebecca later. Let's see. Bethany. I'm very excited. I get to see Rebecca later today in person. In person today. So excited about that. Let's see. Who else has been? Anybody else been there? Well, good morning to you. Happy Monday to you. Can you guys hear me all right? I am outside. I did a sound check beforehand. So, Rosario, I like that answer. Not yet. Not yet. But you can hear me? Sound is great. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. So, good morning, all. Good morning to you. Let me see if I can get this fixed here. All right. I want to make sure that I could see everybody. Good morning, Christian. Christian just texted me and told me that he said enough is enough. I'm gonna call Christian because he said enough is enough. I'm just gonna have to start working out at 6 a.m. I said I'm gonna keep the language clean. I said you bet your tail at 6 a.m. I don't know what any other choice there is. So congrats to you on Christian. Bethany, good morning to you. Michelle, good morning to you. Good morning to you all. Happy Monday to you. Hello, Sherry. I am in St. Augustine, and today's topic is going to be the 5 P's that I do each and every morning. The 5 P's that I do each and every morning that I feel kickstarts my success, kickstarts my day, and has helped me transpire a business and a real estate team because of these 5 P's. And I practice these with everybody, and I just did it to our high level team that we're coaching on yesterday's note that I did with them. So, good morning to you all. Good morning to you. My name's Coach Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, a vacationer. It seems like this summer, and a DAD. So we do have our closing vacation this summer. It's been a crazy summer. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I have my kids at least 3 to 4 weeks. Well, I should say 3 weeks, and I sometimes put it into other opportunities with them. But if I'm going to be with them, instead of just sending them to camp, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be like Colin. I make memories. And so we've done a lot this summer. I'm blessed and fortunate financially to be able to have that opportunity, but it also motivates me. Christian and I have been talking financially. Rosario has been helping me out financially. And one of the biggest takeaways that I've learned is know your money, know where your money is. And I'm learning that. And at the same token, I'm truly enjoying these memories with these kids. We went to St. Augustine. We walked um, we call it the fort. But let me just tell you all, I say it all the time with perspective. Nothing to complain about to what these people lived like 200 years ago. I mean, they're human beings. Like, they're not anything different, but the things that they went through and what they did, yes, I get it, but they're still human beings living a life. And it's kind of like you don't know what you don't know. And what you do need to know, I heard a saying by Tom Brady, what we know is limited. What we don't know is limitless. And if you don't get exposure, if you don't read books, watch videos, learn, like all I've been doing since I've been here, well, not since I like all I've been doing. But when I was traveling down, like Wendy makes fun. She doesn't make fun of me. She's like, "So Brock, what do we need to know about St. Augustine?" Because I will watch YouTube videos about where we're going and the history of it and study it to understand it. So that way, when we're down there, I'm gonna explain like, all right, guys, this is where the Spanish. So what happened was, is like the boats are coming in. See that inlet there right there? But I'm able to give them a different perspective because I constantly want to learn. I constantly want to know because what Tom Brady says is what we don't know is limitless. There's so much opportunities for us to understand and learn all the different things that are there. So I encourage you when you're going on vacations to study. Maybe you're going on a ship, learn about the history of the ship, learn about what it takes, whatever it might be. So there's so much stuff that you can learn. So today's message, Jennifer, is well, first, before we get into that, we always got to do the affirmation. Always have to do the affirmation. So everybody come off of mute. Come off of mute. Pretend that it is just like, well, not pretend, is the most amazing day there is. There is endless opportunities for you today. I want you to come with as much energy, distract all the noises that are inside your head, and I want you to unmute yourself on the count of three. We're all going to say it together. One, two, and three.
Something
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 good
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 is
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 going
gonna
to
going to
happen
happen
to
happen
to
to
me.
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 And
And
to
Something
me,
good is going
good
to
Good
good
happen
is
through
going
me.
to
happen
happen
to
through
through
me.
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 Something good.
I love it. I just get excited. Look at Sherry smiling. I just get excited when I get to see everybody's faces, or not faces, but their energy. Robin, I heard you loud and clear. What's up, Stephanie? So the five P's. The five P's. I started practicing this not in its full intention maybe 5 years ago. I started it 2 years ago at a very, very high level. So I'm going to break down these five P's that I do each and every morning. I shared part of the post on Sunday when I've learned that I like starting to run on Sundays because it gets me ahead of the week. Like I already feel like I'm ahead of the game if I do what I don't want to do on Sundays. And then it motivates me even more because Sunday is technically the day of rest. I'm going to relax. I'm not going to do anything. And so I find that if I can get my run in on Sundays, it's a great way for me to be able to, my mindset already feels ahead of the game. Obviously, we go to church, but I have to get it ahead of the time. I got to get ahead of the game. So these five P's I practice, I do it every day that ends in Y. Okay, so every day that ends in Y. It doesn't mean the extreme level. Okay, so when I share these with you, it doesn't mean I do it at the level of a Monday through Friday. I just do it in some capacity. Can anybody take a guess why I do it? Anybody take a guess? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat why I do it every day that ends in Y. Let me see my chats here to open it up because I'm trying to still do engagement. Discipline and accountability. Exactly. Great habits, consistency. That's all it is. That's why it drives me crazy when people tell me I'm on my summer schedule. Kids go back to school. I gotta start change. I gotta get back up early. I gotta get back in routine. I'm like, why the hell did you get off a routine? Like, just because what do your kids dictate your schedule? Is it the kids are off, so you're off? So it always drives me crazy when I hear people tell me that, like, oh, I got to get back on a routine. We'll never get off a routine. And you might be like, well, Brock, you're just a hard ass. I'm not a hard ass. I'm just telling you what I learn, what great people do, what really high level successful people do on here. How many of you want to be really successful financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally? How many of you want to be mentally? Put a seven in the chat. Put a seven in the chat if I'm speaking to somebody that wants to do that. Just so that way I know who I'm talking to. It just really is going to help me out to understand that. Because maybe nobody wants to maybe I'm the only crazy one, but something tells me I'm probably not. Okay, so we do have a lot of, now some of you didn't even put a seven. Maybe you're driving. Maybe you don't want to. I don't know. So I'm going to break down my five P's. The first P that I do, the first P is prayer. Start off every morning in prayer. In Alcoholics Anonymous, the first thing that we do is we get on our knees and we say the Our Father. It's the best way to do it, kind of like when Christian was saying to me, and ironically, when he said his message, it's like if you don't do it right away, There's too many distractions that could take place that can get you off of your game. Something could happen. So I know that if I just roll out of bed and get to my knees and say the Our Father, I have like it is like in order to get to the bathroom, you still got to go in that direction. So you still got to get off the bed. So it's an easy roll. Get on your knees and you say the Our Father. It's how I start my day. I typically start off my day, if we're going to be fully transparent here, I say the Our Father, the Hail Mary, the Glory Be, and I say three gratitudes of my day. That is what I do. So it's always start off in prayer. I go back to prayer later on during some of my prep work, but for the most part, that is how I start my day. Is just so that way it's like start off with God. Okay, it's what's helped me, and it's helped me 9 years when I was going through recovery. The second P that I do is I do prevention. Prevention. Prevention is looking at my day to see what type of obstacles I'm going to have that are going to cause me to get out of my sync, get out of my realm. Meaning like, okay, I got to bring the kids to school. All right, I'm gonna have to bring Brielle's got a dentist appointment. I have I don't know. Could be soccer. Could be a dentist appointment. Could be like back then it was the divorce, like going through attorney stuff. Like that is not making me any money. Those are distractions away from me staying on course. Because think about it. How many of you like, boy, if I could just stay in the zone, if I could just stay in the zone, watch out. Well, damn, then just stay in the zone then. Like, what's causing you to get out of the zone? Well, those are distractions. So if you can look at your day and say like, okay, where can I prevent this, or what things are preventing me to get to my goal? Can I minimize it? Can I reduce it? Can I reschedule it? Can I change it? Is that lunch really important to me? Do I really need to meet that person? Is that person really going to be moving? Because back in the day when I was on in my growth, I'd have a lot of lenders ask me to meet up, and so I would. This is so cool. Somebody wants to take me out to lunch. All it was doing was feeding my ego. It had nothing to do with any business or anything else, John Hart. It was just to fill Brock's ego to think he was really cool because how cool is it somebody invited me to lunch and they were paying for it? What a waste of time. What a waste of time that was. And so I was just like, no. So I really look at it my day when I try to prevent as many things that could take place and to see if I need to adjust or reschedule, do anything else in reference to that. Okay, the next item. So I'm trying to do both though. I'm still trying to bring my A game even though I'm on Zoom looking at chats. All right, the next P that I have, where are my P's? Is well, see, I knew it. I knew that I would make a mistake, and I did. Before I do preventional, I knew there. I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. The second thing I do is physical activity. Physical activity. So number two is actually physical activity. I gave you number three already, prevention. Number two is physical activity. Now I said to you I do it every day that ends in Y. Majority of the time, my goal is to at least have a minimum of 4 workouts a week. A minimum of 4 workouts a week. Why four? You'd be like, oh, I thought he was a hard ass. I thought he could do 5 or 6. No, I don't do 5 or 6, and it's just because I have my kids. And so in the mornings, I don't like to leave the house while they're home. So I do some sort of activity at home. So I'll either go for a walk with Leo. I'll either go for a run. I'll do my 75 push-ups, 75 sit-ups, 75 curls. I have a set a routine of everything 75. And so I will do that instead. But there is some form of physical activity. So the first is prayer. The second is physical activity is some sort. Okay. Minimum is 20 minutes. I have to do 20 minutes of something. I haven't died. I haven't known anybody to die doing 20 minutes of physical activity a day. Like you're going to be fine. All right. So the third one was prevention. Excuse me. The fourth one is plan. The fourth one is plan. I plan my day. I look at it. I review Sundays. So Sundays is I plan the week. And it usually takes me about 45 minutes to an hour. And then in the mornings, it takes me about 15 minutes to plan my day. I look at it. I know which distractions there could be. I see what I can prevent, not prevent. I plan it out. I map it out. I was telling our top level coaches that, like, I was like, all right, week 2 is the hardest week because you got to build a habit. You got to get this in week 2, week 3. You review last week. How many of you, like, you've done it? Like, I did it 2 weeks in a row, and then you're like, damn, this is hard. This is a pain. I got to redo it again. Yeah, every week you start at zero. All every week's a new week. It's something different. So you got to map it out. You got to plan it. You got to see what's out there. You got to see what takes place. You got to know where when you're doing things. Like, you know, so this, you guys will laugh at me on this one. So I went and did artificial. I'm weird. I'm weird. Okay, as we all know that I'm weird, right, Michelle? So I went into ChatGPT. So excited about ChatGPT 5.0, man. What an amazing tool that is. So I go into it and I go to ChatGPT. Christian, you'll get a good laugh out of this. I'm going with my family down to Orlando, down to Disney World. I'm going for 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These are the three parks I'm going to. Please give me the top 10 most efficient ways to go through the entire park at the highest level possible to see everything that we need to do. And map it out and give me a schedule. Nailed it. I sent it over to Wendy. I'm not going to be on a schedule while we're on vacation. That's not how I want to do it. I had fun with it. I did print it out. I do have it in case somebody says, like, what do we do next? Well, to be honest with you, ChatGPT and I say at 12:30 we should be doing this, and this is where we should be going. But I'm a planner. I find the most that the efficiency of your day, or the lack of efficiency, is not planning your day at all. It happens all the time. Like, to be honest with you, I've done it for so long. Like, I wouldn't even know what to, I'd be like, if I had to get up and be like, well, what are we going to do today? I'm like, what? So number 4 is plan. And number 5 is prepare for the day. Prepare for the day, meaning I do my devotions, meaning I do my readings. I get my mindset where it needs to be. I get my energy level. I get my focus to where it be. Guys, I mean, I talk to myself. I'm like, all right, Brock, you got to get your head out of your ass. You got to get yourself together. Like, what are you doing? Like, why you get distracted over here? Get your tail in gear. Like, get yourself together. Let's go. Guys, I'm not any different than anybody else. If I get myself sideways, I yell at myself. I'm like, hey, get it together. What the hell are you doing? Like, if you coach people to do this and you can't even do it, how can you even get in front of people? So I'm constantly having to get myself, guys. I'll get distracted too. Like, I'll read something and I'll just be like, huh, interesting. Wait, what? Why haven't I cleaned out the refrigerator yet? I need to clean out this refrigerator. Who am I talking to right here? Listen. I get distracted too. I'm just like, why the hell am I cleaning out my refrigerator on Monday morning? There's no need to clean. I should have done this yesterday. All right, mayonnaise, you're gonna stay in there for a little bit longer. You've been in there for 7 months. You're gonna be fine an extra day. Like, you're gonna be all right. But that's what happens. Sometimes I get distracted, so I really get myself in a position where I have to prepare for the day. Now, I am an Eagle Scout. And the motto for an Eagle, well, for Boy Scouts, is be prepared. And so I just look at it to make sure that I'm prepared for my day. If I got any Eagle Scouts on here, put Eagle in the chat. I'd love to know if we got any other Eagle Scouts on here. That'd be really cool to see. I'm doing the fridge cleaning this morning. Tell you. Any other Eagle Scouts on here? All right. Well, I guess Girl Scout here. I got a Girl Scout here. Any Girl Scouts? Any Girl Scouts? I don't know what the highest level for Girl Scouts is, but hats off to you, Jennifer, on that. Now, here's my story, John Root. Here's my story and how it all comes together. Okay, we got the 5 P's. We got prayer, physical activity. We got prevent. We got plan. And we got prepare. All right, we all together. Can somebody put that in the chat? Somebody put that in the chat, so that way we can put it into the Facebook group and the YouTube page later. So somebody can put that in the chat for me. Now, here's the story I listened to, I don't know how long ago, but it's a really good story. So for those that are taking notes, just sit back and relax as I share this story with you this morning. So I grew up on a farm, so it really resonated with me. I started working on a farm when I'm 13. If you go to my YouTube page, my life story I put in a video is on there. And so at a certain point, I was working in the farm. I grew up in the rural area of upstate New York. So farming was very normal. Dairy farm to be specific, but my grandfather raised chickens and corn and pigs and all that stuff, livestock everywhere. So I was listening to this story, and this farmer he needed to hire somebody. He needed a farm hand. And the guy was interviewing for the position, and he says, "Well, tell me what the greatest thing is that you have." He says, "I can sleep through any storm. I can sleep through the biggest storm that they're out there, like any violent storm. Like I can sleep through it." And the farmer is like, "Huh? What do you mean you can sleep through the storm? Where's that look? I don't get it." He's like, I can sleep through a storm." And the farmer looked at him. He says, "You know what, man? That's great. You can sleep through a storm, but I'm going to hire you anyways because you've come from a good friend of ours, and we want to bring you onto the farm." So the guy was like, "Great." So he starts working for several weeks. Well, about 5 to 6 weeks in, this violent, vicious storm comes screaming through the farmland. And it was in the middle of the night, and the farmer wakes up, and he's nudging his wife. He's like, honey, did you hear that? Did you hear?" She's like, "Oh my gosh, yes, it sounds like it's right on top of us. Oh my goodness, we need to go out. We got to take care of everything. Holy smokes." And he's like running out. At the time period, he's expecting that the farmhand, because the farmhand lived with them, he would think that the farmhand was like out and about and helping him. And so he's running through the farm. He's like, "Where the hell is this guy?" So as he's getting to he goes to like he goes to the barn. And as he's going to the barn, he's like, "Damn, everything's locked up over here. Interesting." Well, then he's like, "Well, let me go check around the back where all the shutters are open because he doesn't want the wind to come through and hit all the hay and everything else." He goes back to the shutters, and the shutters are all closed up. Well, he's like, "Damn, I better go check to see if the tractor, make sure everything's taken care of with all the farm equipment." He goes to the farm equipment, and they're all in the garage. He then runs over to the wheat and takes a look at the wheat to make sure that that's all tarped up to make sure it's protected from the rain. He goes to the wheat and he looks out there and he's just like, "Damn, wheat's all covered up and taken care of." He goes to the fuel tanks. He's like, "Gosh, I gotta get to the fuel tanks because if something happens to the fuel tanks and we got some issues out there," so he's running out there. He goes to the fuel tanks. He's like, "Damn, those are all taken care of too." He goes into, he's like, "Oh my gosh, the cattle is all out there. I don't know. I gotta go." And he's running, "Honey, did you go took the cattle? Did you do?" And she's like, "I did. They're all they're all in the barn already." He starts looking around. He goes down and he goes to the living quarters. He opens the door and he sees his farmhand. At that very moment, he recognized, "I sleep through any storm." He was just sawing logs, sleeping away. And at that very moment, the farmer realized what he meant, what that looked like. And so the moral of the story is if you practice, if you prepare, if you prevent, if you do everything that you need to do during the calm days, you do your due diligence, you will have peace and security during the tough times. See, me being on this vacation, several people are like, "I know that vacation." These vacations are prepared and planned back in the springtime when I don't feel like working, when I'm working through processes and systems, when I'm financially making decisions to hire other VAs, when I'm growing my team, when I'm up late at night, when I'm up early in the morning. As I shared on my message on Sunday, if you're tired of playing small, if you're living the big life only when the screen is on, when you're on Facebook, when people are watching you, there's another level. just like that farmer. Nobody saw him preparing. Hell, the person who's paying him didn't even see it. The wife didn't even see what he was doing throughout the day, his due diligence, his preparation, day in and day out. So when shit hits the fan, let's just be real, all when things go crazy, how many of you been wanting to go on a vacation? How many of you wish you're like, gosh, I wish I could do this? You need to do it today. You need to prepare today to do what you want to do in October, November. I tell people all the time, I'm working on my Christmas. So if I'm on a Disney cruise with my kids on Christmas, oh, there he is again. You don't see what I'm doing the whole entire month of September. You don't see what I'm doing still on vacation here and still doing what I need to do, doing my team meetings in between different things. Kids, go to Starbucks so dad can do this. You'll notice Bryce isn't here. I found out Starbucks gets him taken care of. I'll go to send him to Starbucks and he's happy. So in conclusion, all the preparation, your due diligence, the grind, the day in and day out, those are all the things you want to do. Those are the things you do so that way when it comes an opportunity, when the storms hit, there's already things we're working on this week that if I can't do this and I'm not going to be able to be here, can somebody lead this? Can we get this taken care of? So that way it's running smoothly. I don't want one single thing. I do not want you to get 99% of this show because I'm not here. Not 1% less. And we have an amazing leadership that are step up every single time. That's what leadership, that's what teamwork is. Who's on your team? What are you doing? So, guys, I got about 3 or 4 minutes here. Does anybody want to come off of mute, have a conversation, share with us something that they got from some of the 5 Ps that I shared, maybe the farmer's story? Come off of mute and let's hear what you got.
Hey, Brock, it's Jen.
What's up, Jennifer from Traverse City, Michigan?
Yes, yes. So, really quick, I learned the hard way, and I wasn't boasting in the chat, but I learned the hard way in real estate when up here in the tundra during winter, 10 months out of the year, we like the market slows down. And so I did not prepare. I didn't plan, I didn't prepare for those slow months. I just assumed, oh, the income will be there. So our bills got really far behind. And so now, learning, prepping, being through all of that, it's allowed me, like the farmer, to sleep well through those winter months with paying those 3 months ahead of time. And yeah, like our kids' Christmas, all of our kids are adults, and I don't know how because I'm not old enough, but their Christmas presents taken care of. Our trip is paid in full, like all of that because I had to wade through the hard lessons. So it's definitely well learned, and it was hard going through it, but just knowing that those things, leading up to it, those hard lessons to be able to prepare for that. So that's what I got out of the message today. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Amen. And Jennifer, here's the thing, all you have to be broken or broke in order to get to that level. It's just part of the process. We say many times that brokenness it leads to the blessing. Okay, I told you 2 years ago, I was completely broke as a joke, but I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I didn't know what to be working on to be able to have the efficiency. I didn't know what it was like to grow a team at the level that I wanted to grow it at, and then to invite people and to teach people and to help people feel the same thing of being like, you got to just go through the process. That's why I have a shirt that says, trust the process. Have faith over the fear. I got time for another person if somebody'd like to share.
Brock, one thing I loved about the farmer story is sleeping through the storms of life. And I think that if you apply that in real life, when things get chaotic around you and people are bringing their drama in and you get those negative Nellies and you get those pissy patties and you're able to like literally like sleep, like put them on snooze, like imagine just hitting that snooze button. I think that it really serves you long term in life because you don't get caught in the drama. You just keep moving towards whatever it is that you are moving towards. So even outside of the farm, I think that that's a really good analogy and a really good visual for people to use whenever, if you feel that drama, you're like, recognize it, like, hey, this is some drama. Let me just hit snooze and let them do whatever it is that they're going to do. My house is fine.
Mm. Well, two things resonated with me, Rebecca, when you said that. First, let them in the book, let them. It's just like
Hmm.
let them do your thing and let me do me.
Hmm.
Okay. And then the second thing is here's a tough one. Okay, this is for the bonus material, what Rebecca said that I'm going to piggyback off of. The prevention of obstacles, the prevention that I talked about. Sometimes it means removing people in your life. Those people are preventing you from growing. They're preventing you from doing things that they're that person that gives you that limiting belief. Are you sure you want to do that? That seems really crazy. I just don't know about that, Brock. It seems like you could expose yourself. You're burning the candle on the both ends. I just don't know about that. You're spending too much money. Maybe you should do that. Like, they're preventing you from thinking these wild and crazy things because just like I saw Mike Kastner and Rebecca and people in my life, sure, Brock, I thought more about you. You sure that's I thought you'd have a bigger dream than that. It's like, damn, really? Those are the people I want in my life. Those are the people that you want you to be like, all right, let me remove this limiting belief that I had in my head. So, Rebecca, great. I appreciate you sharing that because that's so true. You got to put those people on snooze all. Snooze or kick them out of the bed.
Exactly.
So, Rebecca, can't wait to see you later this afternoon.
I
Excited to
know.
see
We're
you
excited as
later.
well.
Guys, I appreciate y'all. If you got something out of today, put a 10 in the chat. Got something out today, put a 10 in the chat. For those of you who want to hear about the 5 Ps or anything else, we will put it in our social media. We'll put it in the Brock Zevans Mindset Facebook page, as well as we will put it in the YouTube page. We will have that later on today, so you can go to the Brock Zevans YouTube and rewatch the recording. We also have all our show notes in there as well. Guys, I appreciate y'all. This week, just to be honest with you, I will be on. You might not see my face here, but you might see me in the background listening in because it's the same time period that I am going to be, oh, God bless me, going into these parks, going into the Disney parks all at the same time. So, can't be at two places at once. I'll be in and out as we go through it. But guys, have an amazing Monday. Great start to your week. Practice your 5 Ps. God bless you all. Until tomorrow at 8:15. See ya.